Hello everyone, I just wanted to film a quick wrap up for the Final Bibliothon 2019. I am really grateful for this readathon. It's what I started my BookTube channel with back in February, but I participated long before I started the channel. And I'm just grateful that these readathons exist because they push me through reading books outside my comfort zone. And I find a lot of great books that way. They push me to get through my reading goals, so thank you. Alright, the group book was Aurora Rising, and I did complete it. I didn't know if I would or not. I'm ending with 3 stars. Now, I don't mind Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff's writing, but the science fiction, especially space travel, is just not the kind of book for me. And because it was 470 pages, I had to kind of push myself through it. If I hadn't been reading it for the readathon, I probably would have just DNF'd it. If it was shorter, I would have been fine with it. And I really like the group dynamics in this. It took a while to build them. I still feel like I'm getting to know them more. I'm not sure if I'll go on in the series or not. Alright, that's all I want to talk about with that one. The next challenge was to read a graphic novel, and I chose Munch, Book 1. And it's written about John Lewis. And I really liked this one. I gave it 5 stars. I know the graphics aren't the best right now, but I think it is a must-read for anyone who wants to learn more about the history, or needs to learn more about the history. And the African-American history is a big part of that. I thought it was well written. It moved smoothly, transitioned smoothly, I should say. And I'm looking forward to reading the second one. In the next readathon, I have to pick out a graphic novel. So highly recommend that one. From there, the challenge was to read a book based on its cover. And I chose Foolish Hunts by Emma Mills. Just look at that pretty cover. I'm giving this one 3 stars. It's one of my least favorite of Emma Mills, but I still enjoyed it. In this one, Claudia goes to an all-girls school, and she witnesses Paige and Iris breaking up, and she's also in a production, or helping with a production of A Midsummer Night's Dream with a boys' school, and she meets Gideon and his best friend Noah. It's good to get to know them and the characters. I really liked what I read, but there's also a video game aspect, Battle Quest I think it's called, and Battle something. That I did not care for as well, because I'm just not a video game person, and I kind of skimmed over some of those punts. Well, didn't really skim over, but I wanted to. So I'm giving that one 3 stars. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. And the next challenge was to read a book from an author I've never read before, and so I read This Is a Story by Ashley Elston. I am right along with the hype on this book. I gave it 5 stars. It is a slow-burning mystery, and I could not wait to find out who did it. And if you don't know what it is, it's 5 boys go into the woods hunting, and only 4 come out. So they want to find out what happened to that 5th boy. And it's told through 2 perspectives, Kate and then one of the 5. And you get to know how they're all related and everything. I really liked this book. I would like to reread it, maybe next year or the year after. And I can't wait to read what else she writes. Hopefully I'll like them just as much. And then there's also the challenge to read a book that I was excited for but never picked up. So I picked up Don't Look Back by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I read her writing earlier this year and loved it. So I wasn't surprised to find that I liked this one as well. I gave it 5 stars. For me, it was enjoyment factor. And in this one, 2 best friends go missing and only one of them returns. And you find out how she's dealing with everything because she lost some memories. And then slowly they're coming back. And then what happened in the end. I really liked it, so I'm giving it 5 stars. The writing, I can see why it might not agree with some people, but to me, it was good. And the challenge after that was to read a predicted 5-star read, so I read My Favorite Half-Night Stand by Christina Lauren. And in this one, it's about Millie and one of her guy best friends, Reed, along with the friendship group, Chris, Ed, and Alex, I believe. I adored the friendship group for this. They're so cute. The professors were working at a university, and for me, I loved it. And I couldn't put it down. So, enjoyment factor alone, I gave it 5 stars. And I can't wait to read even more than Christina Lauren, even though I think I've read most of them by now. I am still in the middle of Love and Other Ones. But after that, I'll have to check and see what they have left for me to read. I forgot to mention it earlier in the challenge, The Book of Ivy by Amy Engel goes for the wild card with a free choice. This one I've talked about for a while with Oceana Reads, and I'm so glad I picked it up. For me, it was another 5 star. I know I gave a lot of 5 stars out this week, but I felt like I enjoyed a lot of them. And in this one, Ivy is living in a dystopian world with his arranged marriages, and she is the founder's granddaughter, and she is forced to arrange marriage to the president's son, and the president's son was supposed to marry her older sister, but he chose not to, and he chose to marry her instead. And the world develops more, and you find out more after the marriage, and I really liked it. This is a duology, and I requested the second book from the library so I can read that right away as well. And I like it probably just as much as The Hunger Games and Divergent. It reminds me of those two, but in a different way. And then I read Girls on the Verge, which was one of the hosts' predicted, one of the hosts' 5-star reads, and this was Dylan's. This book is tough to read. It's about abortion, and these 3 girls go on a road trip to get an abortion, and they live in Texas where abortion is not legal, and they have to overcome a lot of boundaries to get it done, so they go to try to get it done. And it explores the different sides of it, and it's just a really tough read. I gave it 3 stars. So I can see why it would be given 5 stars, and I can see why people might hate this as well. For me, it was just middle of the road. I think it's an important topic to explore both sides of the issue. And then the last book was an adult read, so I read It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. And in this one, I was expecting a light, fluffy contemporary, but it wasn't. It's about abuse. And it's just such a heart-wrenching read. I wanted a little bit more in the ending, but I still had all the feels with this book. And I can see how the main character was the way she was. Well, all of them. And this is Lily and Ryle's story along with this guy named Atlas. Like I said, I wanted more of the ending, but I still enjoyed it. So overall, I read 2,821 pages. And I was sick a couple days. So to me, that is awesome. I had a great reading week. I gave each one 3 stars and 5 stars, more than 5 stars and 3 stars, which is awesome. And I'm participating in another readathon in a few days, which I'm going to film a TV on the quick for that one as well. Did you participate? How's your reading going for July? Thanks for watching and have a great day.